Late on it, I know I'm late on it, but let's keep it a buck, yo. It was a slow fucking week. He had something late on it, and shit was happening. Nigga, I've been tired, man. It's been like the first week of the year. Still feel like I'm still hustling shit from last year. But what's up? What's happening? It's Big K. We back in this thing. K is so good he sleep with a cut up patron. You know the nigga want to turn. We here to talk. We here to talk. Now this whole Meek Mill and Dean situation fiasco we seen it play out on IG Live and shit. To me, it just looks like friends fighting, brothers fighting. And sadly, this is the age-old story. Now, Dean had some points that we're going to talk about. He revealed some of the Drake shit, which, honestly, I do believe is true, because we heard a similar story. If you don't know, basically, at the time when Meek was dating Nicki, we all know they started beefing on the song Rico that was on Dreams Worth More Than Money. You know, the girl of your dreams to me is probably not a challenge. That slick bar he had in there, you know, Meek Mill, Dreamchasers, blah, yada, yada. Basically, he thought you sneak this in him. Somehow, you know, the Quentin Miller reference tracks got leaked, and y'all know back to bad charge stuff out of this song, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, they're cool now. So, one of the stories we did hear was Meek Mill and Nicki was trying to go buy some shit. Meek had a certain amount of money on him. The shit they was buying came to more than the amount of money he had on him. And then he turned to Nicki and basically said, hey, yo, like, I only got like 60,000. Can you cover the rest? I'll give it back. And Shorty was like, what the fuck is you talking about? Basically, she separated her shit. She paid for her own shit. She's like, Drake wouldn't treat me like this. Throwing shit at him, yada, yada, yada. And then Meek got it on his Twitter finger shit and started going. We all heard that story. Dino was telling the same story, but it was a different amount of money Meek had at the time or whatever have you. But yeah, it's pretty much the same story in my opinion. So I do believe that as is. It is what it is. Now, besides that, what I was referencing, these niggas is brothers. They've been around each other. Of course, probably knew each other when Meek didn't have it. Meek became a successful artist, brought Dean around. Dean was insinuating that Meek wasn't trying to put them on to nothing. He tried to kind of be like the nigga manager or assistant, but he wasn't really paying for niggas like that. And it was what it was. And certain niggas wasn't eating. Now, I ain't gonna lie. When Dean was like, oh, O'Malley, what all them niggas. Now, the only nigga I really know that's doing shit is Chino, and that's like Meek Mill best friend. He always shouts out Chino. But with that being said, like apparently what's the Pimon, whatever. He good from Instagram. They good, but again, Instagram ain't the same story. You could go take a nice little picture here now and again, and still not be up like that. But with that being said, O'Malley, I ain't heard that from that nigga in a while. I don't know if he's still rapping, and that's ill. And that nigga had the greatest nickname. Osama Twin Llama. Yo, dog. I don't dog. Dog. That name's hard. Basically, also insinuated like why would an artist sign to Meek? And honestly, at this point, I don't know what the Dreamchasers label situation is. I think Vori's on there, or that's Meek's artist. I'm not sure exactly, but they do have some ties. With that being said, I don't know if Cowboy had to deal with them, but yeah, he was trying to fuck with them at one point. Apparently, he tried to fuck with Pressa at a time. Of course, the Roddy Rich situation, of course, where Roddy Rich got his deal through Atlantic, or Nipsey Hussle wanted to sign Roddy Rich, RP Nipsey Hussle, yada, yada, yada. But again, as of now, like, I don't know too many artists, and of course, Lil Snoop passed, RP Lil Snoop. I don't know too many artists on this Dream Chasers thing, and the whole Melly thing. Not O'Malley, but the whole thing with Melly, the female artist called Melly. Um, Yeah, it was what it was. She went to go fuck with Tory Lanez on Umbrella. I don't know if she's still on one Umbrella, but hey, what it is. With that being said, yeah, honestly, when it's an artist trying to start a label, not all the time it works out. Let's not act like that. We seen what happened with the baby. We don't even know what happened to that Stunner for Vegas and all them other motherfuckers. Like Wisdom. There was a couple of them. Rich drunk, like there was a couple other motherfuckers. There was a couple motherfuckers on that label. We don't know what happened. When you're an artist, you also prospering in your career. It's kind of hard for you to do your thing. The only nigga that really did that the best was Rick Ross, because even though Rick Ross was doing crazy, he had artists, and he would sit back and promote his artists. Like yeah, he dropped music here and there now, but you sit back and promote his artists a lot. So Rick Ross and like Thug is like the only niggas that really did that shit well. I was saying. So basically, the only niggas that really did the artist thing good. Well, I guess Cash Money in a sense did it well as well. But I would say like, yeah, I guess Cash Money did it well. But that was just like Tyga, Nicki, and Drake. Like the other niggas that like Lil Chucky and Lil Twit, like they ain't really did shit. And I guess And Birdman, I guess. If count Wayne as a separate entity, but Cash Money Young. Anyways, not every um label could do that well when you're an artist and you have a label. So Wayne slash Birdman did that well. Ross and fucking Thug in recent years has done that well. A lot of the time, if you're an artist and you're still building, you're still getting it, it's kind of difficult. So I do believe that. And Meek, I don't know, he never found that breakthrough artist that he was really pushing. At least you could say for what's it called, Young Money, Cash Money, or whatever the fuck it is. Um, what's this shit called? Maybach Music and Thug shit, Young Slot, YSL. Like at least they had some artists and they was doing some traction. But with the other shit wasn't. But to me, this just brothers fighting. They getting petty. He's exposing some shit. Keep saying, "Am I lying?" Now he had a story about 21 Savage. When 21 Savage was a rapper, I guess he was selling pills to these niggas or whatever. And basically breaking out a story. 21 Savage came to reframe them like you getting stories mixed up. It ain't what it is. Yada yada yada. And it was cool. Like again. But to me, it just seems like this nigga's hurt. Because again, you gotta imagine. You and this nigga, y'all was in the trenches, y'all struggling, whatever. Whenever you get on, he try to bring your friends with him and all this stuff. And you know, everything's cool. You got the whole gang with you. You know, you feel like you on top of the world. But it gets to the point, you got bills, nigga. You got your mama, you got your kids. They gotta get taken care of first before, like, the guys. And you love the guys, but, nigga, you got a kid. You got a baby mama. Nigga, gotta make sure they straight first. All right, cool. Hey, your mama, your daddy, and shit. Gotta make your sisters and them. Make sure they straight. And then the guys, you know what I'm saying? Now again, O'Malley I think is good at least, kinda. You know, Piedmont and Chino, I think they good, kinda. But this Dean person maybe ain't as good. You know what I'm saying, basically. And that was also as far as you was telling stories how Meek will give him some money and you go buy like a designer. And it's like, yeah, but at the same time, you could have stepped. But I also get the aspect of if you're with this celebrity, this celebrity is decked out. You can't just be bummy around this celebrity all the time because you're trying to be fly, you're trying to bag bitches, like you know, regular nigga shit, like you know what I'm saying. So you can't really blame him for going to spend bucks on designer. Also, academics brought up this point as well. If you've seen his live stream talking about this, you kind of have to make yourself not irreplaceable, but you have to make yourself like you doing something. You know what I'm saying? Meek still probably has an entourage, is smaller. Also, has security with him, and maybe some label people are with him as well. But you should have, I don't know, maybe you could have been that nigga assistant. Maybe you could have handled the merch. You could have been the weed nigga, honestly. Could have been the weed nigga. Fuck it. This nigga love weed. He always love smoking shit. You the nigga that always got the weed. You hit up the niggas every time you get to a new city. Hey, you, who got the best gas? Go get that shit. You give it, hey, nigga, hey, you know what I'm saying? You make sure every nigga straight. You could have been the road manager. Just get this nigga up. Make sure this nigga's at the proper show. Make sure niggas is getting paid. Niggas got hotels and shit. You could have been the road manager. You could have the regular manager, like, oh, you performing here, here, here. You could just like, oh, the hotel's booked. Oh, you need how many tickets for like your niggas to come through? Get the tickets for his niggas to come through. Boom. Wake this nigga up. Make sure he's at where he's supposed to be at. Make sure like niggas get the back end, niggas get paid and all that shit. Well, that might be the regular manager, but regardless, you should have made yourself irreplaceable. You could just handle the merch. You could have just been like, yo, fuck it, I got an idea for merch. I'm gonna go hit up this nigga. Boom, and you could have been selling merch at the show, and that could have been your job. You could have been the merch nigga. You just selling it at the show. You set up your little thing, you start selling the merch. That could have been your role. And sometimes, sadly, it is what it is. Sometimes when you bring your homeboys, and again, I'm not in the position Meek is in, but I could imagine you bring all y'all niggas you was starving and shit, you trying to show them love, trying to get them some shit. And of course, you know, those your guys you struggle with them, you want to make sure they get some nice things, you know, they got some good ass jewelry on, they shining, they glistening, they in fly fits, all the honeys is talking to them too, of course, but at the same time, it's not everlasting. You're going to trim it down. The money you was getting in year one ain't gonna look like the money you was getting in year 10. That was when you were at your hottest. Only certain niggas can remain that hot. Drake, for an example. Even though he does get that much critique, he's one of them niggas that's still doing his shit and probably at that same peak, even evolved, you know? And Meek is not at the center of popularity at the moment. Now, I don't know exactly what year these two boys stopped. Like, there was like a split from them, like their friendship or whatever have you. But like, it is what it is. You gotta make your. That's what you should have did. Like, nah, you can't go on the road with like 20 niggas, bro. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot. It is a lot. And yes, Dean did have a point when he said, like, we help build your image or the image of the Chasers to, and you could say he did, He was one of them niggas that was with him. One of them Philly niggas, probably stood on business, I don't know that nigga like that. But you probably did help the image of or his image as well, having all these niggas with you, affiliated with you, being like them goons, You did help the nigga image. Yes, he owes you respect. Maybe he shouldn't talk to you a certain way, because Meek was typing crazy in the IG Live. Maybe you should have a little bit of respect. Like, he was bringing up some situation. I'm like, bro, that was your man. Like, yeah, like, as much as this is IG Live, bro, that was your man at one point. You should have, like, regardless of how y'all fell out, bro, you should have enough respect for this nigga. Be like, all right, hold on, let me go chop it up with this nigga on the phone. That's all I'm saying. That's why when you be like, that nigga though, I'm like, bro, like, regardless, gang, he could call that nigga. Let's not act like this nigga is too above to call that nigga. That's why I was like, slow, you kind of tweaking. That's why I like, you tweaking a little bit. And you was looking at me crazy. You was saying I'm crazy. But yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. Yeah, niggas be looking at me crazy, but what was I gonna say? Fuck. It's just brothers fighting at this point. These niggas just need to piece it up and chop it up on the phone. They're just looking at each other crazy and just saying some shit on live. You know what I'm saying? And apparently, from Dean's thing, Meek was disrespecting niggas. Like, bro, they're saying shit, bro. Y'all niggas just get on the phone. Why y'all niggas on live? Listen, we all know Meek Mill is the king of Twitter fingers and Instagram fingers. This nigga did not need to be on Instagram in that comment section. He was going crazy. That nigga was going OD. Like, your cousin put in a pack. He was saying a lot of wild shit. I'm like, hold on. This was your man at one point. You wasn't cool with that nigga cousin or something? You must have seen that nigga. Like, if you was cool with that nigga, that kind of foul. Like, I was looking at that shit like, oh, okay. But yeah, bro. Brothers fight at the end of the day. Families fight. Like, I feel like, yo, them two niggas actually do talk on the phone, bro. Like, it'll be smooth. Like, them niggas could be cool, but sometimes it be how it be at the end of the day. It is what it is, but yeah, man. I feel like they could come back from this. Like, it happens, though. Like, but I could see Dean's perspective, but it happens. Like, bro, if you look at an artist, like, when they first get on and all them niggas with them, year 3, year 4, it might not be all them niggas with them. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Also, I think we got an idea of an artist because of the jewelry and all that shit. That these niggas is just rich. And they do have money. But they probably gotta have a lot of niggas to take care of. They can't take care of everybody. Especially if certain artists, let's keep it a buck, now artists are not going like 10 years. Some of these artists are not lasting 10 years. Some artists are lucky if they get 3 years now. With the way music is coming out. And you could blame the internet or whatever the fuck you want. But yeah, like, some niggas ain't staying. Some niggas don't have staying power. Some niggas pop in, have 1 to 2, maybe 3 years of litness, and after that, then it's on to the next nigga. So you could imagine, especially Meek at this moment, he's not at the height of his popularity. So of course, like, he ain't getting as much, probably, getting booked as much, getting as much opportunities to go out on the road and make some bank. Or maybe the prices, aren't as high as they were once. So, yeah, you gotta start like, I don't really need this nigga coming with me. Like, it happens, gang. You should have made yourself responsible, giving yourself a job to the point that's like, yo, this nigga actually does some shit. I'ma keep him with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be with me. I'm telling you, if you was doing that merch shit, me probably would have looked at you like, yo, that nigga do merch. Nah, that nigga staying. Fuck it. Like, yeah, that nigga staying. I'ma have a budget for this nigga. Go do some merch, go make some new shit. We could sell that as well. Probably, you could do an online store. You probably packaging up shit, sending it out to niggas across the road. You would have been Gucci. Like, nah, that my man. He handled the merch. That's my man. He one of my niggas behind the merch, and you would have been good. But again, there's a lot of variables. I do feel like both of them, if they got on the phone and they probably like, not apologize, but like, Dean might have to apologize, and Meek was saying a little wild shit, so he might have to apologize a little bit. But after that, like, I feel like everything will be smooth and they'll be alright. It's just me. What do y'all feel about that? Y'all watch that live? Y'all seen that shit? Was y'all entertained? Put that shit in the comment section down below. And yeah, you already know what it is. It's your friendly neighborhood K.A. Sign out for today. The Black TJ that while I'm doing this time. My name goes like Quasimodo. Hit like, subscribe. You trying to hear a little bit more, though, you hear me? I'm gone. Slime Zoom. Peace out, gang. Aye.